Hey, it's Albert Orange, and welcome to another episode of Pod by Orange, episode 77, season 4, episode 2. My beloved podcast is on a roll in the second week of January. It's Tuesday night, January 9th. January 9th, 1-9, that's 19, with a slash in the middle, or a hyphen, depending on how you write your dates. So, I hope you're all having a great day. Any day is a good day for me when I'm recording this podcast. I think it's a nice outlet, but it's not really an outlet for me to express any negative emotions. At least I try not to make it that way. Anybody who really listens to this will argue the contrary, okay? Let's just say that. I try to make this podcast a bit positive, At least I try to give a little bit of a positive attitude to this, in order to brighten up your day, in order to selfishly brighten up my day. If you talk in a positive manner for an hour plus, you end up feeling fulfilled, Anytime I end one of these episodes for this podcast, I'm always like, hey, not only did I contribute to this podcast by recording another episode, I also just feel good. I also just feel like, fulfilled, kind of like I did something good. Not just for me, not just for you, but for the world, man. It just feels good. So, it's a good day, it's a good night. I am recording this at, 9:57 in the night, so yeah, it's a bit late. It's a tad late, and I'm gonna be missing out on some of Hogan's Heroes on MeTv, which I've been watching a lot of lately. And I'm not watching anything like that right now. I'm watching this PBS documentary. I don't know what it's about. I think it's about aliens though. So that's cool. And it's a bunch of people speaking a foreign language. I don't know what it is, and I'm afraid to go more into detail on account or just out of precaution for not getting canceled. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But speaking of MeTv, that TV channel is underrated. I've been watching MeTV since I was in 5th or 6th grade. That's what I would do anytime I would get out of middle school. Yeah, because I've been watching it since middle school, so yeah, anytime. So I would get off the bus from school, and I would go home, and I would just sit there in my living room and watch TV. And I'd watch MeTV. And I think back in those days, I watched a bit of F Troop. And maybe something else, I'm not sure. But over the years, my favorite shows to watch became MASH and Hogan's Heroes. And those are just, the GOATs to me. At least for that channel, right? MASH and Hogan's Heroes. I love those shows. But nowadays, I think maybe the Andy Griffith Show, The Rifleman, a bunch of those Western shows, Bonanza. I love that Bonanza episode of that, I think it's called The Artist, where it's this guy who used to be a painter, but now he's blind, and so now he tries to paint but he's blind and he gets angry and he feels sorry for himself. And then the main guy for the Bonanza series just like tries to help him. And I love that episode. That's the very first Bonanza episode I ever saw, and I can't believe on what I missed out, because anytime I would watch like a promo for that show Bonanza, I'm always like, man, what a dumb, silly name. Like, why would I watch that show? But now, upon seeing that episode of Bonanza, I'm like, man, that's it actually looks like a legitimately good, like, well thought out television show and whatnot. The Rifleman, of course, is another one. And Andy Griffith Show is another one as well. I used to also watch The Twilight Zone. Yeah, The Twilight Zone was a good one as well. The Twilight Zone reminds me a lot of Black Mirror, Just, and I think Black Mirror draws inspiration out from The Twilight Zone. And I'm talking about the original Twilight Zone with Rod Serling and, the black and white version. I'm not talking about the 80s reboot where it's like, it just has like soft lighting and a bunch of synths going on in the background, and they call that background music. I actually haven't seen that version a lot, but like, it just can't beat the original. And then I'm also not talking about the new Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele. I haven't even seen a single episode out of that one. At least I don't think so. Maybe I did, but I just don't remember any of it. But the original Twilight Zone is just a banger. MeTv is just bangers all over that schedule that they have. Just bangers, dude. Anyways, shout out to MeTv for being there for me anytime I came home from middle school and I had nothing else to do except homework. But I mean, I could always wait. So yeah, shout out to MeTv. Yeah, it sucks that they took out F Troop, which, I think I outgrew it, but in those days, F Troop was awesome. Anyways, what to talk about for this episode 77? I guess I could start out with something I did today. So a couple months ago, and I mentioned this in an earlier episode, but an episode that I did recently. But like a month ago, my little cousin comes to my house, just shows up to my house, and he has this poster, like this pinup poster, and it's a Seattle Seahawks pinup poster. It's like this cool little design of like the Seahawks helmet, but it's got like it has like a drip design, and it does indeed look very drippy, like like that thing that the kids say. It looks very drippy. It's dripped out, But I'm talking about like it has like it looks like it's been like in the rain, but like the words and the logo it's like making it look like all like drippy and stuff. It's like a drip design. I'm not even sure if that makes sense, but it's a cool looking poster, and it's just like a cool little Seahawks thing to hang up. And so he just got that for me because he said, I got it at a book fair at my school. And speaking of book fairs, not to go on a tangent, but I love that schools still have book fairs. In this day and age where everything is going digital, and everything's on the computer and the iPads and the Chromebooks. Okay, I think it's very, very nice, very cool that we still have book fairs at the elementary schools and even the middle schools. I loved book fairs. Book fairs were the best. So he said, my little cousin just said, hey, I saw this at my book fair and I thought of you, and he just wanted to buy it to give it to me. And so I was like, man, that is so nice. And so I thanked him, of course, and I plan to hang it up in my room or in my garage, here in my garage somewhere. And then a couple days later, I go into my garage and I see the poster, but the poster's all dirty. And I mentioned this part I mentioned in a recent episode that I did. The poster is all dirty. And I don't know, I didn't know why, but it looked like it had mud all over it and just a bunch of dirt and stuff, and it just looked very unclean, and I didn't know what happened. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's my dog. Maybe my dog just was somehow able to step all over it. The poster was on the bed, on top of the bed here in my garage. We use the bed as a guest bed. And so, yeah, it was just laying there, and I thought, oh, maybe my dog just we let him out, and I don't know, he came into the garage and he jumped on the bed, and he stepped all over my Seahawks poster. So I was like, oh, man, just another thing that my dog does. I'm gonna have to beat him sometime, and it's just, I don't know. Beat him at chess, okay? I could beat my dog. I could beat my dog at chess. Reference to an earlier episode. I don't beat my dog. I don't physically abuse my pet. I just want to make that clear for the record. I do not abuse. Albert Orange, do not abuse my pet dog. Okay? So I was like, man, this is all dirty, I'm gonna have to clean it up. And then I realized, maybe the next day, I walk in here again, and I see the poster, and it's still muddy, but I also see a bunch of rat poop, a bunch of rat crap all over the place. And it's also on top of the bed, and it's all over the place. And I thought, oh my god, a rat, or rats, or I don't know what, came on top of the bed, and just stepped all over my Seahawks poster, and just muddied it, and sullied it, and there wasn't any rat poop on it, but they certainly put their dirty little rat feet all over it, scurried all over the place, left a bunch of rat poop all over the place. The garage smelled so bad. I went to Walmart to buy a candle. Okay? Do you understand? I don't like going to Walmart anymore. I saw a guy getting escorted out by a cop a couple months ago. And I saw that, and I'm like, dude, I don't ever want to come back here ever again. I went to Walmart to buy a candle because the garage just smelled like... It just smelled like crap. Because it literally was crap. So, I talk about making stuff positive on the podcast. And so, we had I cleaned some of the rat poop, and the next day or the next couple days, my parents did their best to locate the rat, to trap it and whatnot, and they eventually were able to trap it. They were able to find its nest and where it was living in the garage. It was a drainage pipe that's right here in the garage, and my dad finally decided to cover it up after I told him, hey, that hole in the corner of the garage, how about we cover that up? We don't use it for anything. Am I even making sense right now? Do I even know what I'm talking about? It's like a hole, like on the floor. It's like a foot deep, and it's like a hole, but it's like a nice big hole, a foot deep. It's like I don't know, maybe like 6 inches in diameter, and it's a hole, and just on the floor, on the side of the garage, and I don't know what it's for. Is it a drainage pipe? I don't know what a drainage pipe is. But I'm just going to call it a drainage pipe because I don't know what else to call it. Okay? I don't want to keep calling it a hole that's 6 inches in diameter, 1 foot deep. I don't want to keep calling it that because that's gross. So I'm just going to call it a drainage pipe. And then I told my dad, hey, we don't use this for anything. Let's cover it up. He says no. Well, a rat found its way in there to keep warm for the winter, and look where it got me. It left a bunch of rat crap all over the place, and it sullied my Seahawks poster. And so... But they were able to trap it and stuff, and clean up the garage, but this Seahawks poster was just sitting in this cabinet that we have. I didn't have the heart to throw it away because my little cousin, bought it for me, just for me. But I wasn't just gonna hang it up. Because it's all sullied now. So, a couple weeks pass, and it wasn't until today that I was like, hey, I'm gonna clean up this Seahawks poster, and I don't care if I'm gonna wipe it with a disinfectant wipe, with Clorox wipe, and rubbing alcohol, and whatever hand sanitizer. I don't care if it just absolutely ruins the poster. But I'm gonna clean it, and, maybe then I'll be able to hang it up. And I only used, Lysol disinfecting wipes, and some rubbing alcohol. And I put, a layer of rubbing alcohol, scrubbed it with a towel, and then after that I got a Lysol wipe, scrubbed that a couple times, and I repeated that for every side a couple of times, and it didn't mess up the poster at all. It kind of did maybe swirl a couple of the colors around, but it was okay in the end. And so now I have it here on my table, and it's clean, and it's not muddied anymore, and it's not sullied anymore, And now I can finally hang it up, and my cousin's money, it did not go to waste. So that's fantastic. And I hope that you were engaged throughout that story. So, at the end of the day, the only person I have to blame for this is me. Because I could have just kept the poster in my room. But the thing is, I didn't think that there would be enough room in my room, my bedroom, to like put it in before I, hung the thing. So I just kind of decided to like take it to the garage. And but like then how could I have known that there would be a rat just scurrying around all over the place? So I don't know. That's just what happened, though. That's what I did. I cleaned this poster, and now I'm gonna hang it tomorrow. So yeah, and now there's no rats here in my garage, so that's great. And yeah, it's just great now. So just shout out to my little cousin, because that's an awfully nice gift that he gave for me, and just out of the blue too. He's a nice kid. My cousin is a nice kid. He just gave me this Seahawks poster because he knows how big of a Seahawks fan I am. And so he just, out of the goodness of his little heart, he just gave me this poster that he bought at his book fair. Bless him, Anyways, I guess now that, I mentioned the Seahawks, I ought to talk about them. If you have seen my fourth quarter commentary for that game against the Arizona Cardinals, I have to be honest about something. I gotta be honest about something. So, okay, let me just start by saying this, okay? We went 9-8. We beat the Cardinals to go 9-8. And we needed the Packers to lose to the Chicago Bears, which is already unlikely. And unfortunately, the Packers won. And so now they get to go to the playoffs, and we don't. And that was the same situation last year, which was odd, but we needed the Packers to lose, and they didn't. They won. So, but we still had a chance to get a winning season, and now we did. And it just came down to a missed Arizona Cardinals field goal. And I think the score was what? 21-20 Seahawks. And the Cardinals missed a field goal earlier. Their kicker missed a field goal earlier. And it came down to 1 second on the clock. Their kicker comes out and he misses. He misses the field goal, which was great. It was awesome. It was just so good. And this is the part where I gotta be honest. If you go back and listen to that fourth quarter commentary, and just go all the way to the end, I don't know, maybe like 4 minutes, or maybe like more like 3 minutes remaining until the video ends. And you'll hear my reaction to that missed field goal. And that's not my reaction. That's not the original reaction. That's like only part of the reaction. Because I'll say this, and I'm not ashamed of admitting this, but whenever I record my voice, be it for a podcast or the fourth quarter commentaries that I do, and especially for the fourth quarter commentaries, I have a tendency to play it up for the recording. Okay? And I'm not ashamed of saying this, okay? Because I think everybody is. I think everybody does this. I play it up. Quote unquote play it up for the recording. For the camera, okay? I play it up. When Matt Prater, the Arizona Cardinals kicker, missed that field goal with 1 second to go to end the game, it was the final play of the game. It couldn't go into overtime because if he missed, the Seahawks win. If he doesn't miss, the Cardinals win. What was I gonna say? When he missed that field goal, I freaked out. And I don't even know if it was my genuine reaction. Maybe it kind of was my genuine reaction, but I also, in the back of my mind, like, I kind of did play it up for the recording. And so I just freaked out. I freaked the hell out for like a minute straight, just screaming, just saying, slapping the table, slapping my chair, just, punching the air with my fists, just going, yeah, let's go! And it came to a point where I say, oh, yes! And that's what you hear. That's what you hear on the fourth quarter commentary and the YouTube short that I released with it. That's what I decided to keep. But the rest, like before that oh yes, it was just a minute straight of just me screaming my head off at the top of my lungs because I was so excited. But I listened back to that and I kind of cringe because I'm like, dude, do I really have to like react like this? I mean, yeah, we got a winning season, but we don't go to the playoffs. So like, it's like, yeah, we won the game, a win is a win, but do I really have to like spend an entire minute, just screaming my head off? And actually, let me say this. If you listen very closely to that recording, to when right after I say, oh, yes! Okay, right after, the field goal misses. If you listen very closely to that recording, you can hear the Fox sports theme, the right? Okay? That doesn't just happen, right after the field goal kick. It takes like a minute or two for them to like cut to commercial, and then like the game has to end first. Like the game has to like go to 0 first, and the coaches meet in the middle, and then after a couple seconds, that's when that theme music starts to hit, and you can hear it very closely. The right? Please don't copyright me, Fox and YouTube. Please don't copyright me. And so, yeah, and you hear that because I just spent an entire minute just screaming my head off, just overreacting. It was such an overreaction, but at least I was able to keep some of it. So I don't know if I'll ever release that original reaction. I hope I never have to. Maybe I will someday if I have nothing else to do. I don't know. I just wanted to be honest about that. So, yeah, and I just wanted to talk about that because, we did win. We did win that game, and we swept the Cardinals, and we got a winning season, but we don't go to the playoffs this season. If we had just gone undefeated during these last 4 games, we would have gone to the playoffs. And who knows how far we could have gone into the playoffs. I don't think, with the rest of the competition, I don't think we could have gotten past a wild card again. Because our defense was just, it was just mediocre this season. To be quite honest with you, our defense was just not good. We just kept missing the mark. We just kept giving everybody too much of a cushion. We couldn't tackle, which is just crazy. We couldn't stop the run after a while. Maybe like in the first couple of weeks, we were okay at stopping the run. But then after a certain point, we just couldn't do it anymore. We couldn't do it. I think ever since that Commanders game, something just happened where we played the Commanders. Who did we play after the Commanders? I wonder if it was the Rams. Was it the Rams? Seahawks. Okay, Seahawks. I think it was starting with the Rams game, with the second Rams game at SoFi Stadium. Yeah. So we played the Commanders and we did okay there. We won that game, but then we play the Rams, and we lose 17-16. Then we lose to the 49ers on Thanksgiving night. The Cowboys, the 49ers again. Just brutal 4-game losing streak. And I don't know, like that was an entire month of just hell. I used to listen to the Seattle sports radio before all that. That entire month, I just stopped listening because I just couldn't. I couldn't keep reminding myself of what the heck is happening with this team. And you can't blame it all on the defense. I mean, our offensive production was, also just kept getting stifled. And so, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted at this PBS documentary. I think it's North Koreans, because it's people speaking in a foreign language, and they have subtitles, and they're talking about Kim Jong-un. We were taught that Americans were the most evil people in the world, and that given the chance, they would just kill people. This is an old lady who I guess defected from North Korea. So it seems like Americans would be like that, but it's been the opposite. Okay. So it's great that North Korean defectors believe that we don't just kill people. That's great. So, anyways, yeah, just on both sides of the ball, we've just been at times mediocre, but I think our offense was still able to put up some drives. I mean, everyone knows we've been putting up them drives, okay? Especially in the last, that 2-minute drill. Come on, man! Like you can't stop us. I don't know what happened in that Bengals game, where we could have very well taken away that game, but we just couldn't. We couldn't complete that last drive for some reason. And then I just don't understand. Like we couldn't even split with the Rams. I mean, that's just insane. Like, they just kept slicing us up. They got that Puka Nacua kid. And, I don't know, like, it seems to me like if only we just were able to, like, I don't know, just keep being more consistent on defense. And just not giving up, just keep pressing on or stepping on the gas pedal with the defense. Because it seems like the defense just kept letting them convert on third downs and stuff. Like it would go first down and then maybe first down, second down, third down, first down, second down, third down, first down. And then another first down. And then second down, first down, second down, third down, first down, and before you know it, they're at the red zone, they're at the goal line, and then they score. I mean, that's been a reoccurring theme. We would take them to third down, but it's just like we couldn't stop them on third down. And if you're wondering, well, who couldn't we stop? Everyone! We couldn't stop anybody on third down. And then even on offense, we couldn't convert on third down. The third down was just kind of sucked for us. We couldn't do it. So I don't know. I will say this though. Monday night has certainly been really great for us. For whatever reason, the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night are just unstoppable. You're gonna get a treat. When the Seattle Seahawks play on Monday night, you are gonna get a treat, my friends. The Broncos game, the Giants game, and now the Eagles game. I mean, what can you say? We dominate Monday night. I don't think Pete Carroll ever lost on Monday night with the Seahawks. I don't think that's ever happened. Who knows? Anyways, I think I'm done talking about the Seahawks now. The season is over for us. But I don't think I'm gonna stop doing the fourth quarter commentaries. I think I might do like maybe one per round, if not two. We'll see where what I decide there, but yeah, I'll do one for each round at least. I'll do one wild card play-by-play. I'll do one for the divisional, and maybe I'll do both of the conference championships. Maybe. I'm not going to do the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is, to me, it's just an event that we all celebrate as Americans, not just Americans, but as lovers of the sport of football. You can't. The time for commerce has to, be put aside. You can't do it. And I know it's the Super Bowl, you got the commercials and the halftime show and whatever, and it's one of the most important events of the year, the guacamole and whatnot, confetti, it's good for the economy, but I'm not gonna spend my time, by myself, recording myself doing the play-by-play for that. I just can't do it. It's even if it's the 49ers and I don't know what other team I hate. I guess the Patriots. I don't really hate them now. They just kind of, they're kind of depressing actually. But even if it's those guys, like I'll I'll still watch them, but like with friends and family. I'm not gonna do it by myself recording onto my iPad. Interception, whatever, and now he goes down at the 35, and I just don't want to do that. So yeah, it'll end with me doing a commentary for one of the championship games, if not both of them. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that, and then we'll have to wait until the United Football League comes around, which is gonna be great. I'm of course gonna be rooting for my Seattle Sea Dragons. That kind of sounds wrong. I'm gonna be rooting for the Seattle Sea Dragons though, just because it's all we have here. I live in the Pacific Northwest. That's all we got. With football, we got the Seahawks and we got the Sea Dragons. So that's all we got. And so yeah, I can't wait until that comes around, and we'll see what that looks like. The United Football League. It's the XFL and the USFL combined. It's gonna be great. I wonder if they're gonna keep the 2-point conversions and the 3-point conversions. I wonder if they're gonna keep that. What's gonna be different this year? Is there gonna be like inter-league play? Is that a thing? I think it's got to be a thing. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, but it's gonna be cool though. I think their season opener is gonna start with like both of the championship teams duking it out, which is gonna be pretty interesting. So that's gonna be nice. Man, I wanted to talk about the national championship, but kind of running out of time. I don't know. I was gonna watch it. Actually, this is a true thing. So I don't have ESPN or any sports streaming thing. So I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch the national championship, the college football national championship, that is. And so I wanted to watch it though. So I just on a whim. Actually, I went on YouTube and I saw an ad from ESPN, like the official ESPN college football channel on YouTube, and they had a sponsored like ad on the homepage, which is like their live stream for the game, and so I clicked on it, and it was before the game started, but it was like a pre-game show. And then I waited a couple minutes, and they actually broadcasted like the first couple of minutes of the national championship game, Michigan versus Washington, on YouTube via YouTube live stream. And it was Michigan who had first possession, and so they were, on their possession, right? And they were marching down the field, and then all of a sudden, I'm watching this game on YouTube, and then all of a sudden, ESPN just decides to, just stop the broadcast. They didn't stop broadcasting, but they just stopped broadcasting the game, and they just put up, this, ESPN National Championship, Washington versus Michigan, and then helmets colliding, and that was it was a Photoshop thing, or a video animation, and that was it. That was the entire rest of the broadcast live stream thing, and so they literally just broadcasted the first 5 minutes of the game on YouTube, and then that's it. I couldn't watch the rest of the thing. So, thanks, ESPN. I actually saw a funny comment. If you look at the comments, the comment section for that, and I bet you could find it, the comments are just have the perfect jokes for what the heck actually just happened. Is it 10:42? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I gotta get done with this soon. So yeah, Michigan won that. Washington lost, which sucks. But then again, I don't go to the University of Washington, so I don't really, and pardon the pun, but I don't really have a dog in this fight. So yeah, but it still sucks. It looked like Washington was gonna maybe, top it off, but I guess not. Yeah, it's the former 49ers coach, too. Just, that bugs me, It bugs me. Anyways, what else do I talk about? Do I now go to the Seattle Sitch for these final few minutes of episode 77? I don't have much for the Seattle Sitch. I guess I already kind of talked about the Seahawks. You know what? Let's go to the Seattle Sitch, okay? If you didn't know, the Seattle Sitch is a segment on this podcast where I talk about all things Seattle sports, albeit it's not very well researched. So, I mean, but take it or leave it, but I will try to give a little bit more effort from now on to bring you all the latest headlines for all of the Seattle sports franchises and stuff. So I don't have any headlines for the Mariners right now, but maybe I can look them up right now. But yeah, we'll see. But I'll try to have some notes prepared next time. It's just if I can even remember to do that for next time. Anyways, as I shift to my squeaky rocking chair, today the Seattle Kraken won against the Buffalo Sabres 5-2, and the Seattle Kraken are 17-14-9. So I'm assuming that's 17 wins, 14 losses. Is that? Yeah. And 9 overtime losses. Oh. That, I didn't know that. I thought that, I don't know anything about hockey, I thought that third number was draws. It says OTL on Google. So that's interesting. Why would they put overtime losses as a thing on the record though? That's interesting. Anyways, they are in fifth place, fifth place in the Pacific Division, on a 7-game winning streak. They won 8 of their last 10, and Thursday, this upcoming Thursday on the 11th, they are playing the Washington Capitals at the Washington Capitals. So that's great. Are there any news headlines for the Seattle Kraken? Are there any news headlines for the Seattle Kraken? Anything? Okay, the Seattle Times. Let's check it out. Kraken run winning streak to 7 games, one shy of tying franchise record. Oh, you see that? Now that is a headline appropriate for this segment. One shy of tying the franchise record. Well, what do you know? The franchise record is 8 games, I guess? Is that what that is? I'm not gonna read this entire article. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't want to do it. I'll have to read it some other time. Let's just see who scored for the Seattle Kraken. Let's see. Who scored? They got 5 goals. So it was Jaden Schwartz with a goal and an assist. Matty Beniers with a goal. Vince Dunn with a goal. There's a moth flying around in my garage. Some sort of creature. Yanni Gord with a goal and Alex Wenberg with a goal. Well, my. That's really cool. Son of a gun. 5-2. That seems pretty cool. The Buffalo Sabres are at 17-20-4, so they are below the 500 mark. But I guess the Kraken are too, because they're 17-14-9. Do they have? They don't do a percentage. At least not on Google. I don't know anything about the NHL, so I'm just bringing you these headlines for any potential Kraken fans out there. So that's what I do here on the Seattle Sitch. And that'll kind of do it for. I mean, we could look at the Mariners, see if there's any news headlines. Of course, they signed Mitch Haniger, former Mariner, so that's cool. And what else? Analysis: Mariners roster looks mostly complete after recent moves. And we got a bunch of ads. Thank you so much, Seattle Times. Oh, I've reached my limit of free articles. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Seattle Times, and any other news organization that does this. Thank you so much, you guys. That's so cool. That's really cool. Oh my god. What else? I'm on the SB Nation website now. Are you still entertained? Mariners, Moose Tracks, Matt Brash, Kevin Smith, and this headline tells me nothing. Okay, this doesn't tell. Okay, I got to do a better job of like obtaining information for teams and stuff. So, anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Like it looks like they're doing a bunch of moves, the Mariners. So, yeah, they traded away Jose Caballero, which was kind of unfortunate. But I guess I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that they know what they're doing. I wish I could see the roster, but I don't think I can. Anyways, I think that'll do it for now. That's the Seattle Sitch, everyone. Thank you for listening. Reddit. Maybe Reddit can give me some headlines. Reddit is like a nice, accessible thing. Although Redditors tend to also over-explain, so it's very niche. Their posts. So, and currently this subreddit is not loading. And this is getting to be very boring. So this is. I have to end this now because I think anybody who's listening to this just wants to pull their hair out. Anyways, at the end of the day, I'm still proud of the Seattle Seahawks because we got a winning season. I think somebody commented on one of my shorts that they didn't want the Seahawks to win the games so that we could go up like 2 or 3 picks in the draft or spots in the draft, and they said that we just have a meaningless winning season, and you know what? I agree. But at least we got a win. A dub is a dub, man. We got to keep a positive mindset, you know? If we don't fix the issues that have been holding us back, and who knows why our defense just can't, tackle and stuff. Who knows why our offense can't, score more often. Who knows? Why did everybody just check out of that second half from that Rams game? It makes no sense to me. So we got to get all those issues figured out, because if we don't, then I will be incredibly frustrated. I would be very, I'd just be very, very fed up if we don't get something done here. So let's hope that happens. And yeah, the season is over for us, unfortunately. But the off season starts now. It started Monday, yesterday. So let's just hope that they can figure some stuff out. Pete and John and Gino and Tyler and DK and Bobby and Reek and Quandre and Julian Love and Will Dissly. Oh my God, we gotta use Will Dissly more, man. We have to. Colby Parkinson. We have to use him more. I don't know. It's just we gotta do it. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the Seattle Sitch and episode 77 of the podcast. Once again, I hope you're all having a great day, and if you're not, well, I hope the rest of your week is gonna be fine and dandy as well. So, yeah, keep on the lookout for my fourth quarter commentaries for the NFL playoffs this year. And, yeah, aside from that, I will be signing off. Like and subscribe if you like this podcast. And yeah, go check out my shorts as well. I put in a bunch of time and effort into making those, so yeah. Go ahead and like those. Leave comments. What are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts on MeTv? Do you like watching MeTv? Do you even know what MeTv is? I don't know. I'm gonna end it here. So yeah. Have a good one. Alright, take care. Till the next one.